Hello everyone and welcome to this ReplayRetro extra video where today we'll be taking a look at the iQue at home software for use with the Nintendo iQue player, which we reviewed just a few days ago on the main show. If you didn't catch that review, then it might be a good time for you to go back now and take a look at that so that you have an idea what we're talking about. But if not, then let's carry on. So, the iQue at home software, as you know, was meant to enable people to download games at home rather than having to go to an iQue depot. And the good thing about that is it means that if you're not in China, you can still download new games and demos to your iQue player more easily than having to send your console back to China to get them installed. So if you have bought the system and imported it without buying any extra games for it, don't worry, it is still possible for you to get more games on using the iQue at home software. The first thing you're going to need is a Windows XP based machine, mainly because XP works the best with the iQue software. 98 might work, 2000 might work, I'm not sure, I haven't tested them. However, Windows 7, at least the 64-bit version, won't work, nor will Windows 8. You can get around this by using a virtual machine, tutorials of which are available on the internet. And this enables you to emulate a Windows XP system. Luckily, I had this ancient laptop lying around which had XP as its standard software, and so I've installed the iQue at home software on that. So, once you've got your XP desktop, you want to download and install the iQue at home software. A download link will be provided in the description to this video. Make sure you download the complete version, as that has the encrypted game ROMs included, which will make it far easier for you as we go forward. Once you've installed it, you can open the iQue at home software. Some of you will be presented with an update window, others it may go straight to this yellow interface. Don't worry if it goes to that interface, you can simply go to Start, All Programs, iQue at Home and Update. The software will then look for the latest version. Once it works, it will say here, new release is available, would you like to download and install? Yes, you would. It will then shut down the iQue at home software and start downloading the new version. Unless, of course, it fails due to the rubbish Chinese internet. However, hopefully with a little bit of luck, this update process will work. There we go. And now, when you open the iQue at home software, it should go to this purple screen instead. This bar is just that it is connecting to the iQue database. Unfortunately, again, due to the Chinese internet, this can be slow and can often fail. There we are. Okay, now, if your apostrophe man here is smiling, that means you are connected to the internet and the iQue software is working correctly. If, however, he has a sad face on, the Apple and the Club logos will be greyed out and you will not be able to access any of the internet functionality. However, the device transfer option will still be available. As you go over the icons, it tells you what each of them are, but we'll go through them in a moment. In the top left here, you have a button which will always take you back to this home screen, and another button which will bring up the version information. As you can see, we've just updated to 1.42. So that's fine. The first option here then is for the club. This is the iQue Club, which was for news, information, help, and also I believe would eventually have been used for the Fugu online service to now allow online multiplayer gaming on your iQue. I have been through the registration process, which is available by pressing this button here, which was a very long process because obviously all of this is in Chinese and I don't speak Chinese. I had to use the Google Translate app on my phone to figure out how to do it. But let's see if we can get into this service now, and I can give you a quick look at what is in there. The bottom here asks for the verification code, which is kind of like your captcha code system, and then we click continue or next, whatever it might be, and we hope it loads, which it is doing. It's actually being quite good here today. Maybe the Chinese people are all going to sleep and I can now steal their internet. So your options here are news, which when you click that it takes you to a blank page, which I believe is describing the closure of the iQue service. I'm not sure. Down here is a sort of points store, like the Nintendo points store. Can we get into it, or have we overstretched our luck? There we go. So you can see there, that's a points store. I don't know what you would have been able to get through that. Down here, by the way, this symbol here is for the back button. You'll see that quite a few times in the software. Useful to be able to recognize it. Is it going to go back? Yep, it's crawling, but it is trying to go back. I wonder if it's like the Chinese version of the X Factor has just finished or something, and now they're all going on the internet to vote. Okay, and this third and final option down here is a help system, where you can find contact information and also FAQs about the system. But we won't bother going there now because obviously that will just slow us down even more. So let's go back to the home screen. There you go. The next button here is for data transfer. When I press it, you will be presented with this message, and that is telling me that my iQue is not connected. It's basically telling you to connect it via USB, turn it on, and let's go again. So we'll do that now. You'll obviously need a USB cable, which is compatible with the iQue. Plug that into the USB port on the system. And then once you've plugged the system in, of course, switch it on. Your computer will hopefully detect it, like mine did just then. And the iQue will access it. Then you'll be presented with this window here, where you can see everything that is currently on the system's memory. Now everything here is with the software that you're entitled to. So software that you have either paid for but is not installed, or you have paid for and is installed, or demos that are installed. The yellow button is if you want to put the software on your system. So you can see I've had to remove some software recently here that you saw before. So I'm entitled to the demo of Super Mario or Ocarina of Time or Lilac Wars. And if I press those, it will re-add them to the system if I have the available space. The ones that have orange are currently on the system, and I can remove them from the system by pressing the orange button. So you can see here I recently downloaded the demo of Excitebike 64, I believe that's Excitebike 64, I could be wrong. And that can now be removed and added. And it's a really simple process, so I'll do it with the Excitebike demo there. Click remove, you see the progress bar at the bottom indicating that the software is being removed. And there you go, it's now removed. You can see I've got more free space. Then if I decided I wanted to, say, reinstall the demo of Wave Race, press the yellow button, and the Wave Race demo is being transferred back to the system. So anything that you have got the right to use on the console, be it a demo or a full game, this software will happily install and uninstall on the fly for you whenever you want. And this piece does not rely on the Chinese internet, because hopefully you downloaded the complete version of this software that came with all the encrypted ROMs. If not, then go back, download the encrypted ROMs version, complete version, and you're sorted. So, going back again to the main, well, we don't have to go back to the main screen because you can see all the options are here. So the Apple logo, which is also on the main screen, is where you go to buy games. When it loads, you're presented with the games catalogue. Down here, this button is the equivalent of More, so you can see the rest of the games. We will pick a game. What will we pick? Let's have a look at the F-Zero link. So you can see it loads up here. It tells you how much space the game requires, and you can also see how much space you have. This top button here is for downloading a demo of the game, so to download a demo of F-Zero X. The next button is for downloading the manual, so if you want to download the manual for that particular game, you can do. And this next button is that you want to buy the game. If you want to buy the game, however, you have to put a serial number in here first, and the serial number relates to a game card. This is where things get a little bit tougher. Obviously, the game cards are only available for sale in China. However, there are eBay sellers which will sell you a serial number for the games. They'll sell you the serial number, you put the serial number in there, and then click buy the game. The reason, obviously, for me it's failed there is because I haven't put a serial number in. Let's try bashing in a random number and see if anything happens. No, I'm going to assume that the serial numbers aren't that long. No, wrong serial number. However, if I want to download the manual, that's perfectly possible. You can see it going through the download process now. Is that the manual or the demo? I might have got those two buttons the wrong way around, actually. Yeah, I think I've just downloaded the demo. So it might be that the top button, go back to F-Zero X. I think it might be that the top button is actually the manual and the bottom one is the demo. Yeah, sorry about that. This top button here is for the manual, and that one, which is now greyed out, is for the demo, greyed out, because I already have the demo. See what happens when we try to download the manual. You can see that because I'm using the full version of the software with the encrypted ROMs, it's very quick. And it would be just as quick, really, for downloading the full versions of the games. I'm confused now. I don't know if I am downloading the right version, if it's the demo or the manual. So confused. That was my phone, because I'm switching on my Google Translate app so that I can figure it out once and for all. If you don't have Google Translate on your phone, I wholeheartedly suggest you get it before having any real experimentation with this software. Nearly there. There we go, something else has downloaded. So let's go back into the F-Zero X link, and we will use Google Translate to establish what is what. So we take a photo of what we want to translate. Hopefully it will find the text. Here we go. Download guide. So this second button here is for the guide, while the top one is for the demo. So there you go. If you want the demo, it's the top button. If you want the guide, it's the bottom button. So you can see the software is very easy to use. Like I say, if you have the serial number to buy the full game, then you pop it in there and press download. It really is as easy as that. At all times when you're downloading demos, manuals, or full versions of the game, the software gives you an idea of how many blocks you have free on your memory card. So you can see mine is now mostly full. But again, if we go back to the transfer option here, Memory Manager, it's very easy to create some space. So you can see there that I now have the F-Zero-X demo as well as the F-Zero-X manual. And I can easily make room by removing any of those and going back in. So now that you've seen how the software works and how easy it is to use, what I'll do now is I will plug the iQue back into my TV so that you can see me using the software I've downloaded. You can see here, if we go into the menu, we have the F-Zero-X manual, which we just downloaded. Which obviously did not come installed on this system when I bought it. So there you go. We have access to the manual showing you what to do. And then we can go back to the main page and we can play the F-Zero-X demo, which again was not installed on this system when I bought it from China, but now because we've used the iQue at home software, it is installed. It just takes it a moment to load into the system's memory because it's never been used before. And you have to listen to that fun, high-pitched beep noise while it does it. There we go. That's loaded into the system. And there is F-Zero-X. No idea what any of this is, but let's just go for it. We'll have a quick blast. And you can see that the game works perfectly. A game that I just downloaded using the iQue at home software. F-Zero-X, if you don't know, is an awesome racer along a similar vein as Wipeout. There you go, so you can see that works perfectly. And now we'll give one last demonstration of the iQue software by swapping F-Zero-X back to Excitebike. Okay, so now we're back at the laptop. We will plug the USB cable into the iQue. There we go. And turn it back on. The laptop recognises it. We can then go into the Memory Transfer Manager. Go down to F0, remove the F0 demo that we just installed. There we go. We'll also remove the manual while we're there, we don't really need that. There we go. And we'll reinstall the Excitebike demo. Just takes a moment for it to be transferred back to the memory card. There we go, that's transferred. So now if we go back to the TV, we should find that F-Zero is gone and the Excitebike demo is there instead. So let's go do that. Here we are back at the game select screen, and you can see that F-Zero is now has the computer logo next to it, meaning that it is stored on the iQue depot, but we are entitled to it, but it's not currently on the hardware. So if we click it, says we can't play it, it needs to be downloaded back. Whereas Excitebike now has the memory card logo next to it, so we can play it. Again, it will take it a moment to boot into the memory, but once it does, the game should be fully playable. Here we go. So you can see the demo is working fine. This isn't Excitebike at all. I don't know why I've been calling it that the whole time. It's like a MotoGP type thing. But hey ho. That's very loud. There we go. So there you go, that demo is working really well. Let's go back to the main screen. So hopefully that video has been really useful and really informative without being too boring. And I really hope that if you do have an iQue player, I hope this video has helped you realise that you don't have to feel bad that you didn't buy many games with it. You can use the iQue software and you can get access to all the demos for free. And of course, if you want to buy any full games, chances are if you go back on eBay and look for someone who is selling the games for installation on a system, they will be more than happy to sell you the serial number to get the full game. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, and of course be sure to check out our Facebook page for more retro news. Thanks everyone.